Join me as I dive into the world of home showings and see if I can spot the biggest differences between what you expect and what you actually get. Home showings can be a really exciting part of the home buying process, but let's face it, there are often some major misconceptions about what we're actually going to see when we walk through that front door. As buyers, we've all been guilty of having high expectations, but today I want to talk about the reality of what we often find instead. When it comes to managing expectations during home showings, there's a major gap between the idealized images we see online and the actual conditions of the homes we visit. We've all scrolled through those perfectly staged listing photos, imagining ourselves living in that bright, airy space with the perfectly decorated living room. But the truth is, those photos are often staged to sell a dream, not reality. We've got to remember that sellers are trying to make their home look its absolute best, so of course, they're going to tidy up, declutter, and maybe even rent some fancy furniture to make it look like a showroom. But when we show up to the actual viewing, it's a different story altogether. The furniture is smaller, the rooms are darker, and there's that weird smell coming from the basement that nobody wants to talk about. It's easy to get caught up in the fantasy of it all, but as buyers, we've got to keep our feet on the ground and remember that no home is perfect. And that's what makes it so important to separate our expectations from reality when we're walking through that front door for the first time. A lot of us have this idea that homes are always going to be spotless and perfectly staged, but reality check, most people are living in these homes, and it shows. We're going to see clutter, we're going to see dirty dishes, and we're going to see that one weird corner of the room where nobody knows what to do with it. And then there are the maintenance issues. You know, that one thing that the seller meant to get around to fixing but just never did. Or the strange layout that makes no sense whatsoever. These are the things that are going to jump out at us as soon as we walk in the door, but we've got to be able to see past them if we're going to find the right home for us. I remember this one time when I was showing a home to a client, and we walked into the living room to find a giant hole in the wall. I mean, we're talking a huge hole right in the middle of the room. My client was taken aback, to say the least, but I just kind of looked at her and said, "Well, I guess we know the seller's priority list." We both ended up laughing about it, and it actually became a really great conversation starter about what we were looking for in a home. It's moments like those that remind us that home showings are about more than just the physical space, they're about the people and the stories behind the homes. And that's what makes it so important to keep an open mind when we're walking through those doors. So the next time you're out looking at homes, remember to keep your expectations in check and your eyes open to the reality of the situation. You never know what surprises you might find, and it's those surprises that can sometimes lead to the best discoveries. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share your own home showing horror stories or surprises in the comments below. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more real estate tips and behind-the-scenes peeks into the world of home buying. Ready to find your dream home? Looking for the perfect home in Ottawa? Let's make your dream a reality. I provide expert guidance, up-to-date market insights, and a smooth buying experience. Call or text me today at 613-408-7935. Email sandy.brenker@zolo.ca. Browse listings, housesforsaletottawa.ca. Your ideal home is just a call away. Let's get started.